Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril. Welcome to World of Warships. It is the 9th of August 2018. Gamescom 2018 Mission 2 is underway if you selected that campaign via the Gamescom portal on the World of Warships website. And let's see, it's Test Boat Thursday, so hey, test boats, and more test boats. The work in progress sign is on. So, Gamescom missions, of course, require to be in German boats, and luckily I have a German test boat, the Prinz Eitel Friedrich, the Mackensen class battlecruiser, I think is the correct description of this thing, although she is not quite in game in her original design form. This is a modernized version, one that presumes that the German Navy kind of survived World War I and didn't either get sunk or get sold or get scuppered in Scapa Flow. So, let's see, what have we got? Took a quick look at her earlier. 52,000 hit points, tier 6 battleship. Armour, sadly, as with all tier 6s, is 25mm on the bow. Now, that will let you bow tank a 14-inch shell, if memory serves. Let's just pull this and do the numbers. 356 over 14.3. Yep, so you'll bow tank anything up to 356mm. However, when the enemy starts throwing 16-inch shells, 400mm plus at you, then it's gonna get a little bit dicey. And of course, at tier 6 there are some 14-inch shotguns, mostly the 12 bow guns, and of course Eitel herself, even if she only has 8. You also have ships like the Mutsu, the Gneisenau, the Warspite, all throwing 16 inches or thereabout. Actually, no, Gneisenau is throwing 15 inches, but she will still overmatch a 25mm bow, I think. 15 inches is 381mm, and the overmatch threshold on those things is 14.3, 26mm, so it just edges over. Interestingly, of course, Eitel cannot overmatch herself. Aside from that, well, let's look at the rest of the armour. Main belt, 270 to 300mm for the most part. We'll pull that away. There is a significant gap protecting the citadel, so high explosive, even British high-ex, would be relatively unlikely to get through into the juicy underparts. Let's see, what else do we have? Upper works, 150, that will stop pretty much anything up to an armour-piercing shell from an 8-inch or above. 60mm superstructure, that is, well, unless you're throwing IFHE at it, that is the only vulnerable spot on this boat if you're working with 5-inch high-ex or below. In fact, I think even 6-inch high-ex would struggle. 152 over 6. What's the threshold there? Okay, so 152mm HE would just squeak through the 25mm plating, but you would have to be very lucky where you hit. It's a relatively narrow target zone at the centre. Pull the superstructure, pull the upper works, in fact pull her right back to the citadel, and you can see that the citadel is more or less underwater, decently protected, and as noted has a very, very significant break between the outer layers of armour and the inner juicy citadel itself. Turrets are as you'd expect, and then if we add the outer armour layers back in, you can see the sheer gap in the armour there. Worth noting that she does not appear to have the traditional German turtleback as far as I can tell. Most of her armour is either vertical or very slightly on a negative incline. So the legendary German bounce everything no matter what capability on their battleships is not really a thing, it has to be said. So, yoink. Yes, stream, Dark Stream. I was advertised. I actually hit my schedule for once. Stranger things have happened. You may begin preparing for the end of the world at your leisure, although it's probably too late. So let's see, main battery, 8 350mm guns on a 25-second reload. Just about compensates for the lack of barrel count. Of course, at tier 6, most 350, 356 armed ships are packing 12 barrels, not 8. So overall, the likes of a New Mex or an Arizona will out-DPM the Eitel Friedrich. But, well, she has German secondaries. Unfortunately, it's tier 6, so the secondary gunners are still drunk, and even manual secondaries don't sober them up that much. Hey, what can you do? Main firing range is decent, 17.8. Anti-air is surprisingly nasty for a tier 6. There's a very, very nasty long-range setup, in particular with the 105mm L65s. 134 DPS to 4.5 kilometers. This is pretty much out of the box with no anti-air enhancements at all. So you could certainly, for example, boost that range up to, I think, just shy of 6 kilometers. Maybe even just shy of 7 if you didn't mind going for AFT on a captain and throwing the points there. The 37mm flak Zwillings give you another 21, and you've got some flak 38s and 20mm to back it up at point blank. Although really, as with a lot of German battleships, the main flak is in the long range stuff, so manual anti-air on this thing could be a very, very nasty surprise for the likes of a Kaga or a Ryujo. I might have to try that later on. Consumables are pretty much the standard: repair party and damage control for a battleship. Bear in mind that I have got high alert loaded on this captain, so his turnaround on his Damcon is considerably quicker than usual, 72 seconds rather than the usual 90. Right, enough yakking, let's get her into battle. We'll try and do a couple tonight and see how she behaves. And of course, go Team Sharks. Alright, so Team Sharks, what do we have? A lot of battleships down at tier 6 tonight, which is interesting. This could get to a very... Ooh, that's going to be a very interesting scrap. Why do I not have the likes of an Asasho or a Harikaze ready to feast upon that kind of tiers? Answer: because there are 2 carriers in the game and bad stuff will undoubtedly follow. Well, we get to try out the anti-air build, I suppose. Ha ha. Of course, the moment I do put an anti-air spec captain into this thing, every single carrier will abruptly decide to be on another map. But hey, that's the way of it. So, standard battlecruiser play for this side of neighbours. Run down to point A at high speed and then hope for the best. Can still put support fire into B thanks to the long range.
General quarters.
So, Schlagschiff Vor. Actually, Schlagschiff?
Good luck, everyone.
Schlachtkreuzer, I think, might be a better term. My German is horrendously bad.
I owe you one.
Guns lock port. Of course, one advantage Eitel does have over Gneisenau is it's got the extra 2 barrels. Doesn't have torpedo launchers, of course, and I suspect the accuracy on those guns is going to be your typical German him. But hello, Fu, good to see you. But we'll see how it happens. Only got time for 1 game with her a couple of nights ago, and I wasn't at my best on Tuesday. So, I am somewhat less knackered tonight, and we'll see how it goes. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be any better at the game, and battleships aren't really my thing. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll also try not to elude the Frenchie. So just turn up. And good size comparison here, actually. I mean, that is the French Tier 7, the Lion. And granted, there's a bit of a perspective issue from the distance between the 2 boats, but what can I say? Eitel is like most German battle boats. She is a big girl. I'm not going to suggest the Germans were compensating for something, but yes, they were maybe, perhaps, totally. The accuracy is rather Scharnhorsy, meaning it trolls you at the worst possible moment. On the bright side, you have got a 25-second reload on this thing, so at least if you do send your shells into the next postcode, you're going to have a few more to play with later on. Also, absolutely atrocious air detection. Interesting that it's the same as the surface detection. As I noted, the Mackensen battlecruisers, I don't believe, were ever actually in service, despite what the client claims in port. So there's a certain amount of theory crafting and design extrapolation going on here. Now, do either of our carriers know how to strafe? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, Nuremberg. Hello, obligatory exploding German cruiser. Right, we'll just mount along the range, adjust for 10. Rounds out. Blind shot. Let's actually load armor piercing this time. And where those rounds are going to go... You wait, it's going to troll me now by absolutely brutalizing the citadel. Yeah, 2 into the bow. Well, it wouldn't have been a kill shot, but it would have... Ooh, that Gerda. Okay, we might have some opportunities here. Although I probably ought to focus on the German, the Frenchy, and the angry Gneiss now that are all looking at me as well. So let's just lock on here. Give the Frenchy a bit more lead. Rounds away. Turn hard. She's decently nippy. Unfortunately, she's also a battle cruiser, not a battleship, so she's perhaps not the best armoured. I think this thing might have to be played a little bit like the Hood. In other words, kite like a bandit once you find the enemy, who are mostly coming this way, it has to be noted. And oh, hello, carrier aircraft. So nice to see you. Okay, let's have a look at the Gneiss now. No point going for the belt on that thing. Its turtleback will stop the worst of it, so we'll just aim a little high, kick the forward batteries into line, rounds out, realise the forward batteries did not in fact fire, and what on earth is going on with this firing solution? There we go, got them away. A little bit late, but we got them away. And torp bombers are having another look. Leon's turning. We might be able to surprise the Gallus on the air. 2 bounces off the Gneiss now. That's not really a surprise. My aim is its usual appalling option. Thing is, if you try and do a World War I battlecruiser, it struggles really badly past tier 4. The Congue, for example, the World War I incarnation, had some trouble at tier 5. And don't ask about Fosoe at tier 6. That was that was horrific. We have also lost a Bayern. That's kind of awkward. Okay, now is that Frenchy going to overcommit his turn? No, he is not. So you know what? Rounds out. And German accuracy. Okay, pinged him once. And he's turning. He's going to be counting 30 and thinking that maybe I can't hit him again. But 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, he's turning back in. Alright. German battle boats are having a look. And, right, the Galissoniers turned back in. So he was anticipating that turn. Now, is he going to kick over and overcompensate? Yes, he is. Thank you so much. And... okay, that's the second time I've got caught out by the arcs on the forward guns. And straddle that guy. Right. Boom. One overpen, but it counts as defense. Target the bombers. And we'll repair back that fire, I think. Might be able to stop the worst of it. Let's hit this guy again. And yeah, definitely into a kiting phase at this time. Forward arcs on the forward turrets rather, are, yeah. As I say, that's twice these have caught me out, and that's... I'd like to say I knew about that 3rd bomber squadron, which is why I did not pop my damn con immediately, but to be honest, I didn't see it. Still, certainly punishing the bombers. Turret traverse isn't too bad. I mean, 25 seconds, that's about 8 per second. That's actually the same as the T-61 of all things. So we'll skid out. Yoink! Right, and when you do find the citadel, these things hit hard. So, let's see. The Galissonier is gone. Then we can see one Gneiss now back there. We can see another Gneiss now outside the circle. So, it's the Emile Bertin that's capping. Right. You know what? He might turn to evade, but I don't have the time to wait for him to do that, so just fire the guns and hope for the best. A couple of those shells look pretty decent. Let's see what happens. And every which way but. Not really surprising there. Oh look, you pop on. Yes, absolutely. Some things don't change. Right, slam on the brakes, get into the turn. Let's see if we can beat this guy's torpedo launch. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Come on. Okay. Yeah, I can apparently torpedo beat in a German battle boat. Let's fix up the hull. And I think Emil is going to end up coming out in front of me. So, rounds away. 11 kilometers. Might save the underage boat. Might. Or I could get 4 overpens and just watch the underage boat get looted up by a angry cruiser instead. Target the next wave of torpedo bombers. Keep the guns locked, so I'm going to have to start throwing the ship about for a moment. Flax on, knock down 2 already on the approach. Will we get a third? Maybe. Yeah, there's a third. 4th, 5th. And, okay, I'm going to eat a torpedo. It's going to be in front of the belt, but no flooding. Fine by me. Oh, hello, Gneissy. And I think we might... Yeah, he lost 5 bombers for 1 torpedo hit. Ow. Okay, angle up. Turn away from the Gneiss now and hope I can at least deflect the worst of his shell fire until the inevitable next salvo comes in and I can get my repair party away. 30 seconds. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Forget the gimbal limits on the front turrets. I need to break away and get out of sight while I repair. If I live long enough to repair. Oh look, I have the same armament more or less as a Gneiss now, except for the 30-odd millimeters difference in caliber on each gun, but hey, that's a technicality. Right, just stay silent and muzzled for a bit. Except the planes are now looking over here. Great. Okay, fine. Not staying silent and muzzled for a bit. Is that Gneiss now still looking? Don't think so. Pop a repair party. And the bombers are coming back, so yay me! And hello, Frenchie. So nice to see you again. Fine, just keep turning, just keep turning, just keep turning, just keep turning. There's more boats over here than I really want to deal with, guys. Just keep turning, just keep turning, just keep turning. Okay, 2 fires. Yes, I know that's propping the Damcon after 1 bomber strike, but I don't think the guy is going to come for me with another wave. He's got his other bombers elsewhere, so I should be able to ride the worst of this. And besides, situation's a bit dicey because the Frenchie is also this way and things are getting awkward. Like, on the bright side, I have fighter cover, so hooray. On the not so bright side, here come the enemy bombers that I thought were going to be looking somewhere else, so boo! Also, I'm on fire. This is fine. Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. Although possibly not as the Frenchie foresaw. Okay, just keep angling, just keep angling, just keep angling. We're winning quite comprehensively, but that's going to be little consolation to me because I am dead. Again. Depends on your definition, Shuggy. Technically, it was not so much overextending as a valiantly fought delaying action and a rather nasty surprise for the enemy carrier. So, 2 dead French cruisers, thanks mostly to a couple of well-aimed stroke query lucky citadels. Struggled a little against the Gneisenau's armour at range, though the 350 of course lacks penetration compared to the 381s. I think 381s, possibly 386s on the Gneisenau, and the barrel count doesn't really make up for the fact that you've only got, well, you've got a 25-second reload, but you've only got 8 barrels, considering that normally you would expect to have 12 barrels at a tier 6 with that kind of caliber. Indeed, Fu, we we were valiantly advancing to the rear. We're actually still winning. We're 600 points up.
Our victory is in sight.
But their carriers are causing some difficulties. In fact, the Indy is doing better than the Ranger, which is a little disturbing. And guess... Oh, no. I lied. The Ranger's having a look at that Nagato. Albertine's turning in. There's the fish, but bad launch. That's an automatic launch, and the Nagato just eats one on the belt and dodges a high explosive sound in the process. Bombers are coming in. Albertine's probably not flooding, given the 8-1 on the belt, and the bombers are getting ripped. There's the fire from the bomb strikes, and as the survivors limp home in their now bullet-riddled planes, well, we'll see how many of them get away. There's 2, then there was 1, and yep, 1 lone survivor back to the carrier, and ready to be sent out into the fresh hell once again. 900 to 316. 42,000 damage is a bit mediocre, but yes, the team chased a low-tier target across the map with considerably more assets than was required, and they ended up losing. New boat syndrome, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it does work in my favour. Although I prefer it to work in my favour without me exploding. That's definitely a thing. And hello, Rick. Good to see you. So, Albertine's fire is out. The Tier 6 fighters, those will be coming off the Indy, are chasing the... Okay, they've found the Ranger, who, it must be said, found himself a decent hidey hole that is now thoroughly compromised. Well, he's Team Eagle. Right. Go, enemy fighters! Bring swift justice to that Ranger. Right. Is the Friedrich good? Well, this is only my second game with her, so it's kind of too early to say. And yes, I've had Tier 10s get a bad case of seagull syndrome when they see a Cleveland as well. It's kind of amusing. Purely because Cleveland, of course, still has most of her rep from her Tier 6 days. And on top of that, you have the rep of, ooh, it's a Tier 8 light cruiser in a Tier 10 game. Free kill. Mine. And there we go. End of game. Solid win. I think I'm going to put a manual anti-air captain onto her if I can find one spare. That would be interesting to watch. Managed 16 kills just with passive anti-air. And oh dear. Well, let's just gloss over that, shall we? Right. So, captain switch. And then we'll see what happens after that. So, do I have a German captain with manual anti-air? That's the question. I don't think I do. I suppose I could respec France, but that will cost. We can certainly get rid of the other France. There you go. And let's see, 10 points, 11, 12... Do I really want to respec Carl for full anti-air? No. You know what? I'm going to grab my 12-pointer from the Gerda. We'll assign him to Prinz. And then redistribute like so. Yeah, right. So, let's see. Priority target. Let's go with expert marksman, just to... Actually, expert marksman or adrenaline rush? That's the question, isn't it? Expert marksman or adrenaline rush. 25-second traverse is manageable. Let's go... Let's just check the parameters, make sure it lines up. Turret traverse, 25.2... Yeah, that's manageable. Let's go with adrenaline rush. And let's see, 9 points to spend. I need to commit all bar 2 of those to known skills. Okay, let's go with basic firing training, manly anti-air, just to really boost this up. And for the last 2 points, you know what? Why compromise? Let's have both expert marksman and adrenaline rush just for the funsies. So baseline flak is now up to Let's see, where did it go? Get that out of the way, thank you. Right, so 160 base on the long range at 4.5, going up to 320 at 4.5 on the manual target. Let's see, the inner rings, 25 there and 43 there, so 68 DPS in total on the close range stuff. Really, it's all about the long range guns though, so what we can also do, of course, grab the upgrades. That's why the touch traverse is 25. Well, now it's 23.7, so what we'll do is we'll also switch that out for a bit of extra anti-air. Yoink, there we go. So total range of 5.4 kilometers on the AA guns. Not sure that's necessarily worth it compared to, say, aiming systems or main battery mod 2, but quicker reload, 24 seconds, 27-second turret traverse, still perfectly workable on a battleship. Not just entirely convinced about that dispersion though, but hey, let's see how this goes. Also, let's slap on some flags, because if we're going to go trolling carriers, we might as well go all the way. Let's put another 40 DPS on the long range, and we'll also speed her up a bit. So maximum top speed for this girl with Sierra Mike gets you to 29.4 knots. Okay, that's not too shabby for a tier 6 BB. And we'll also add on the economics and the India Delta, just to make sure we don't explode too quickly. Okay, all in all, we are looking pretty good. Yeah, and like it, last but not least, November Foxtrot and free XP. Okay, we are set. Camo, of course, is the standard type 10, so 10% off your battle costs, 50% XP, and the usual accuracy and concealment bonuses. Right, let's go, let's go. Let's see about finding and bullying another couple of carriers. You wait, this is the point at which all the carriers go home for the evening. 2 carriers and that's your lot. Well, I could, of course, have set up a test run with a couple of AI Yeah. Knew it. Well. How to guarantee you don't have to see a carrier? Spec for anti-air. Yeast. Alright then. Well, let's just see how this plays. Up-tiered, 6-8. This is as bad as the matchmaking's ever going to get without a failed division being involved. And, well, we'll see how this plays. Very tempted just to follow the Shinonome and the Nuremberg up to point C and then turn around and start kiting. Or I could move into the BC gap and again start kiting southeast. In fact, you know, that makes more sense. So, full throttle, gun starboard. I'll push for the BC gap. That lets me put support fire into anything trying for C and still leaves me the room to kite and turn to support B if it comes to it. So, we'll see how this plays. And it's already looking interesting. I think that's me overtaking the Nuremberg and not the Nuremberg going backwards. Yes, it is. Nuremberg is very definitely stationary. May just be taking his time loading in. The client can certainly let you down like that. Gun starboard. Again, gun arcs. Not brilliant. Looks like you can get, let's see, 20... 8, 7, 8, 9, 30. Yeah, there we go. So, looks like the rear turrets cap out at 30 degrees off the bow. The stern turrets, well, we'll find out in a moment. And, oh, hello, Net. You know what? Since you're here, I'd rather have you fixed on my side than aiming at me. Just details. Yes, obligatory exploding German cruiser. Well, we'll see. Is the answer to that one. We shall see. And the stern turrets are cranked. So, let's see. Bow turrets give up at... looks like 35 degrees off the bow. Okay. It felt worse than that, which is interesting. I felt like I was fighting the bow turrets quite heavily. I was in a loading screen at the time, Nep. And it's easier just to wait for you to stream snipe me and then invite you to the division that way. He hasn't signed the contract. The contract is signed simply by hitting the ready button. Also, Boise. Okay. Well, he can get away with a few minor hits if he tries it, but I need 3 citadels for my Team Sharks mission. So you know what? Broadside to a battlecruiser. Das ist ein Paddling. Or I can just miss him completely. That is also on the cards. Right. Well, we've got the easy cap of point C. The Kutsov is looking at me, but the Boise is not. So we'll just tick down the range. And okay, now the Boise has seen me. So Kuti has gone for smoke, but I did have a target bearing just for a second. So lock on and fire. And now it's kitey time. And oh. Well, there's one citadel, and a Kutsov that's learned about not sitting still in smoke. So, almost reloaded. 3, 2, 1. Target is turning hard, so aim high. And that's citadel number 2. Okay. Pop a repair party. Turn into the smoke, Z23 thankfully being very generous with it. And I'll use that smoke just to cover myself out. Detection's collapsed back, so when I get into this smoke I should be safely out of sight. Not sure I'm necessarily doing the smart thing here by pushing in, but well, that Fubuki has just emptied torps, so I can take a safe bet that there's going to be nothing for the next 60 seconds or so. And besides, if the Cleveland pops up, then that should be an easy 3rd citadel. Okay. Good news, Nuremberg is moving, and Kagero has sailed out of the cap circle and is actually engaged with net-nets. So you know what? Support fire time. Just fire everything. 2 overpens. Mutter, mutter, curse. Okay, keep the guns on. Turn bow onto the smoke, because that's likely Bucky's smoke more than anything. And also needs to be in a good position to pick up the Cleveland as Bubika comes around the corner and gets a little annoyed that he can't feast upon net-net. So, rounds out. And rounds down. And if you go lengthways to a battleship when you're in a destroyer, this is also a paddling, as we have demonstrated multiple times in recent months. Ooh, a Grash Bay. Okay, right. Change of plan. Kick the rudder over. We'll turn, we'll catch the Gruffin, because she's almost certainly put torpedoes in the water. And again, she's not really looking at us, so you know, we might be able to deliver a nasty surprise to Brown Sugar and her cohorts. First rounds went high, second rounds went annoyingly high, and I have overcooked my turn. I am going to have to commit here. Okay, lock the guns into a traverse, feed a bit more power into the drives, and just hope that I can get turned and moving again before, before I either have to dodge torpedoes, there we go, or hit the island, even better. Okay, made the turn. Right, guns locked onto the graph, rounds out, bit of a snapshot, but might get lucky. I was hoping for a sit. Only need one more, and this is where RNGesus is probably going to decide that my fun times are coming to an end. Fire just about burned. What's that Cleveland doing? Bow on. What's the bow armor on a Cleveland? Pretty sure it's not 25mm. Okay, so he's probably going to try to turn. No, he's actually going to run himself aground. Fine. Teach him the agony of defeat. Wow, RNGesus apparently decided I am going to get some fun today. But I'm also going to get 3 bounces. The one time I do get a tight dispersion. It is 25mm at duck. Okay, I am wasting my time trying to get through that guy's bow then. Oh well. I honestly thought it was still 18 to 21 on that thing, but as you point out, it's tier 8 these days, so of course they upgraded the armour. Alright, let's snap back. No one's seen that Fubuki in a while. The Fushin's in point C. That's the logical choice to be capping there. Now, rounds away. Maybe we'll catch the graph, maybe we won't. Lead looks decent. Spread looks very nice. So, of course, I get the range wrong. And I don't think I did any actual damage either. I think I hit modules.
All stations, defend that area.
Okay, Gneiss now is quite happy to... Oh, hello, Cleveland. Excuse me, girl. Thank you. Aiming a little high, but again, dispersion might save me there. That's the thing about shotgun battleships, of course. Sometimes the dispersion RNGs saves you when you would have missed. Okay, Fushin's well clear. Okay, so who's capping?
I need support.
It's the graph and... well, now it's just the graph. So, send one there, send one there. Let's see if we can't encourage them both to keep running. We've lost the Farragut, that's a pain. We have one destroyer left.
Get back.
Okay, Cyclone is starting to clamp, so... with the Gneiss now still in its blocking position, this is going to get tricky. Anything coming through that corridor is going to have to engage a bow on Gneiss now, and that will not be fun. On the other hand, the Gneiss now is moving, so rounds out. Multiple torpedoes, and suddenly that Gneiss now is looking much less scary. So just turn in, because he will be looking for a torpedo shot. Keep the forward battery on him. And at this point, it's just a question of who's going to murder him first, and it's not me. Right, so that scary Gneiss now that was blocking the passage to point C, it's not blocking the passage to point C anymore. Of course, the enemy is still capping point C, but hey, that's the price you pay. On the other hand, the Cleveland's here, the other guys are catching up. We have a biscuit. I should really let Harley Timmy go in front here, but you know what? It's me. Have you ever known me hang back from a fight? Hello, Fitting. Good to see you. I'm thinking not. So let's push up, get into this fight, find that third citadel, and, well, there's still 3 cruisers to bully. Hello, Cleveland. Just knock the guns on. There we go. Rounds away. Stern batteries are locking, but... never mind. Got the kill, but yeah, good thing that didn't happen when a Japanese destroyer was lurking with torpedoes, isn't it? Right, okay, let's get steerage way back, push forwards, and then find the Graf Spee. Aha! One Graf Spee. Rolling fire. Come on, Citadel. No Citadel to be had. And the Graf, since I took my finger off the rudder, I'm now going to beach. Hey guys, it's not, sir. Oh, hello, Turpits. Okay, this is just about to get very messy. Is he going to turn out? Yes, I think he is. Right. Rounds out. Oh, also, hello, Fushin. Right. Looks like the second note's going to work out. Still no Citadel against that Graf. That's kind of frustrating. And there's a angry Turpits. And it could sort of just 8 our... Oh, can I hit... Oh, Comrade Citadelovich, don't die for the next 30 seconds, please. That will be very obliging of you. Come on, come on, come on. Come on! Never mind. 20 seconds to get another shot at him. Come on, 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Aim a little high. Little bit back this time. Rounds out. Blind fire. Dubious as anything on the terrain. There's the Citadel. That's what we needed. And also the Kutsov is down to a few thousand health now. Can we do something with this Turpis? I think this is going to be dicey because I need to do about 10,000 damage to him. There we go, and then turn in. He's going to have his torpedoes going, of course. But you know what? I don't care. Ram denied. Might just ride this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not dead, not dead, not dead. Come on. Match this, match this, match this. No, no. Get back here. Get back here! Oh, okay, now I'm dead. Damn it! He's faster than me. Yes, I know he's faster than me. I should not have relaxed the turn, Foo. I should not have relaxed the turn. It would have counted as well. That would have been a kill. Still, 100,000 damage, and he's still burning from the fires that my secondary set, so... all in all, reasonably successful, and I think it's going to eat a couple of torpedoes on top. So 1 and 2. Suddenly there's far less of a battle boat left. I might even squeak a posthumous kill here. Let's just see how this finishes. 2002, 13-5. Come on. Ah, boo. Boo, I say, boo. And USN Aviator's not having a great time with it either. Yoink. Downed by the French and the Japanese. Cyclone can give you so much fun. Yeah. Vanguard. It might, Finning, it might. But the assumption for a long time now has been that Vanguard is going to be a tier 8. But that was before Wargaming started putting out tier 9 premiums, so they've not actually said anything one way or the other. In fact, everyone was expecting Vanguard to be a premium to go with the British battleship line. We kind of got a relaunch of the Warspite, and I think, no, Duke of York came later. So at the moment, all bets are off against Vanguard. And yes, the 15-inch breech-loading 1 on the Vanguard was basically the gun on the Warspite and the Hood, or it's a slightly modernised version of it. So Jean Bart's late war 15s were very different beasts. Oh yes, of course, Hood was about the same time. Actually no, Hood was just before the tech line. A couple of months before, I think. Because we were testing Hood long before we were testing the Knights of Conqueror. I think. It's all kind of blurred together. Anyhow, another win with the Eitel Friedrich. Give it the Terminator healed, still not tier 9 material. Well, maybe. Anyhow, another 192 points for Team Shark, 108,000 damage. That's the Gamescom mission done, so yay! Another 5 camos. And yoink. Okay, that's another solid performance there. Yeah, I am... she's growing on me, I'll admit it. Eitel Friedrich is growing. Considering that she was up-tiered, off-spec. Yeah. Not bad at all. Hood came out with Bismarck, of course, Christmas 26... No, not Christmas 2016. Christmas 2016... No, Christmas 2016 was the convoys. Christmas 2017 was North Cape. Hood and Bismarck, I think, were basically around about the anniversary of the battle. You're sure it was Christmas? Okay, I could very easily be wrong. I'm not exactly keeping a close track of those. Anyhow, pop a box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Ooh, more coal. More coal is what's in the box. More coal is always handy. Right, okay. You know what? We'll do one more in the Friedrich and hope for a carrier. Of course, if Nep was ever to be so evil as to take a usual or similar enforcer carrier engagement, yeah, he's taking Shinonome instead. Okay. Flags are set, modules are set, captain is set, let's go. Vanguard would by definition get supercharged ammunition because that's what was in use in 1945, and it was basically a definition of scraping in to keep the BL-1 relevant at the end of the war. Bear in mind that that gun at its heart is a World War I design, not a World War II one. So ballistics and firearms tech had changed quite a bit. Oh, goody, a Kaga. Right. Nep not being evil. That's alright, I don't need Nep to be evil. We've got a Kaga to bully. I just want to see what happens when we let tier 6 bombers near this thing. Right, forwards. Get up in front and let's see what happens when you let a tier 6 bombers near this much flak. 176 in the long range, 352 with manual targeting. Why do I never get that much? That's right, I never get it these days either, and I would love a decent double tier 7 carrier game. Indeed, excerpt. Vanguard literally ended up with some of Warspite's gun barrels. So there's a limit to how far you can tweak the ammunition on paper in this game. Right, if this Kaga doesn't get 10 kills more, I would disappoint. Well, if the Kaga gets 10 kills, then she has done glory to 1st Carrier Division. Of course, if she runs into me, this might be a very different story, but we will see, we will see. Mostly I need to know where the planes go. Also, I need to not lewd up the Nuremberg. It does, however, give the opportunity for another size comparison. Just make you realise how long this boat is. I mean, yeah. The Germans built them big.
Requesting assistance.
So, let's see where this goes. Let's see how brutal this can get. 5.4 kilometre range on the flak. And, well, the fun will doubtless commence. Depending on what the Kaga... here come the fighters. And there's the Königsberg, so we'll target in. Lock on to those fighters to start with. That's the American squadron. Let's see who else decides to come close. Come on, come on. Nep, I think you have a stalker. Maybe. Or maybe not. He's turned away, so he's not thinking about it. Anyhow, I'm just going to run down and provide some air cover to this Minsk. That's our Minsk, not the enemy Minsk that's currently lurking there. Our Minsk has managed to get himself stuck on an island, which is kind of awkward. Is that Kaga going to blind torp, I wonder? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, taking a couple of early hits. Nobody else seems too inclined to take a look. Okay, however, the bombers are overhead. So, let's see what happens. 1, 2... 3... Okay, that last torpedo bomber proved rather hard to get rid of, but ate the whole squadron quite satisfactorily, and the Minsk is not dead, so that's kind of a good thing. Start knocking down some more fighters. I think the enemy may possibly have learned already to stay away from this thing. On the other hand, maybe not. Let's just keep farming up those air kills, and also look for a cruiser to bully. Ah, Königsberg, come on, there you are. Right. Rounds away. Turn away from the new mech, start kiting. Obligatory exploding German cruiser. Yep, one contractually obliged exploding German cruiser. There we go. Rather annoyingly, I don't get the achievement credit for that. Okay, let's turn back because right now I need to kite out that new mechs. I do not want to trade guns with a Bayern and a new mechs. That way lies much pain and utter disaster. Right, angle away from Brenner. Kinda need to clear this to support the to support Nep, who is getting beaten to a pulp by that Minsk. However, he did get his top. Ooh! Nice little punch shot there from Nep, taking it down the Minsk, who doubtless thought he had an easy kill in the bag. Unfortunately, with Denial Chung closing in on him, I need to still get over there to support, so I can pick up the Mutsuki as it turns in. Looks like the bombers are still loitering. I think they're trying to sort themselves out, but we have got to intercept that Mutsuki. Also got to not run into Nep's torpedoes. Rule 3.5, never tab out for longer than 10 seconds. Yeah, that would be sound advice. Okay, here come the bombers again. And there's the Mutsuki. So, okay, decent dispersion. For once. 2 overpens, that's fine. Really need the Mutsuki to turn, however, because if he doesn't give me a railgun shot, I am not going to be able to do damage. You know what? Sod it. Rounds out. Hope for the best. Okay, another 2 overpens. So that Mutsuki must be on... Ah, never mind, it's dead. The Nuremberg got him. Nep lives to fight another... Oh boy, wild Shinonome from nowhere. Stay locked on those torp bombers. Right. Bucky not turning. Mutsuki dropped torps, so that's fine. Rounds down. And we lost Nep. Boo. Boo. Okay, bombers coming in. Right, ding ding, round 2. Let's see how many of them get through this. Of course, these are off the Indy, not the Kaga. We haven't seen that much of the Kaga's bombers, actually. 2 down straight away. 3 down, and he's had enough. He's turned and run. I wonder if he thinks the Nuremberg's doing that to him. Okay, can I tap that new mech? Yes, I think I can. Rounds away. Maybe. Might get some deck shots. Or I might just let Bremner get his second kill. Bremer, rather. Poor Nep. Afternoon whale. And yes, Fresh Prince Freddy. Ugh. You know, I think we might have just nicknamed that ship by accident. Huge congratulations. The Battlecruiser. You know what, I kind of like the Fresh Prince as a nickname for this boat. Eugen might complain, of course, but Pringles already has a nickname, so she can manage with that. Let's lock on the... on rudder. Skid in. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those came off Bucky. Right, so she must have turned back after she killed Nep. And there's the Kaga's bombers. Right, been wondering where those guys have got to. Fighters are inbound on them, so not going to have too much to kill. Can I get that Koenig? Yes, I think so. Rounds out. And just in time to catch the Pensacola behind the island. Kaga eats the Fuso. Such misfortune. Right, guns on the bombers. Let's see, I don't think they're going to manage to come within active gun range.
Dead ahead.
Jam on the brakes, find another. Should not have jammed on the brakes, in fact, because I'm going to eat that one on the nose. Right, flood that, start repairs. And, oh look, I'm overextending again. Switch fire onto the main fighter squadron, just knock them down. 2, 1...
Problem solved, sir.
0. 0. And right, there's Bucky. Right, so rounds away. Targeting, targeting, targeting. Clipped. Rounds away again as soon as the stern guns traverse. Consenting, consenting, consenting. Rounds out. Maybe that'll do the job. Oh, thank you whoever just either subbed or followed. That is much appreciated. Okay, right, time to back off. Circle back, go back into the kite phase, and definitely not plough headfirst into a Bayern, a Fuso, a Britannia, a Kaga, a Pensacola, a Fubuki, and possibly a very angry Koenig as well. Also, can I have a target lock on that Fuso? Thank you. Right, rounds out. And okay, one standard pen, 3,000. Guns on the Koenig. There we go. Angle away. Reacquire the Fuso. Realise I might have just turned past the island in the course of doing that, so I'm going to have to overturn here. Guns on again. Okay. Made the turn, avoided the Notzer. Can accelerate and successfully start looping back in to back up the Minsk and the Omaha. Fresh Prince of... you know, Exalt, you have a point. Rounds out. Okay, 8-1 off. I don't know whether that was the Fuso or the Koenig. Okay, tapped it again. I think it might have been the Koenig. But, looped back. On an engagement course, let's go find ourselves something else to kill. Have they murdered the Kaga? No, not yet. Okay, Koenig is turning. 1, 2, 3, 4 as he comes out and starts accelerating. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Just don't give him the opportunity to do the same in return. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Okay, that's fine. Bounce the worst of it. Angle back. Forward guns should have a target in time. Go a little high with the stern guns. There we go. And unless dispersion sends all the shells into an island, boom! Kill number 2. Right, so Kaga's up against a map border and trying to use her bombers to stave off destroyers. So not going to be much to aim at there, and the Nuremberg's probably going to eat her as well. Looks like we're going to be slugging with the Indy and the battleships for a bit. And we'll start by putting down that Fuso, taking its guns out of the equation. Not having much luck blocking the 15s on the Bayern, but that's not really a surprise. We expected that from a 25mm bow armour. There's very little at tier 6. In fact, there's nothing at tier 6 that can deflect 15-inch gunfire. Unfortunately, there's a lot of very angry battlers here. There goes the Kaga. Bremer finally goes down, unfortunately. High shot there, and okay, we've got a Bayern to think about. Again, Bayern. Trying to remember what the cover on the Bayern is. How did I... Okay, I'm not quite sure how I lost the number 3 turret from shots to that angle, but who cares? Turn in, turn in, turn in. Rounds out, 4 in the game. Okay, he's going to burn before I can get another shot away. So, Britannia is out of it. That leaves the Bayern and the Fuso to deal with. We have bombers incoming. The Kaga is dead. Question is... Oh, never mind, the game's over. Bayern is 380 because we use proper unit. Aha. Still. Yeah, I'm developing a liking for her. 25 air kills, despite the fact that the bombers, I think, worked out fairly quickly that they didn't want to get near me with 350 DPS of long-range flak. That's very nasty at tier 6. It would have been interesting to try her against the Kaga. And yeah, 2 surface kills, 1 contractually obliged exploding German cruiser as noted, and of course the tap kill on the Koenig as well, 79,000 damage. Yeah, I'm liking her. First impressions on the Eitel Friedrich? Oh, for heaven's sake, just get out of here, will you? Honestly, Team Dodo, they don't give up, do they? Right, let's have a box and then move on to another boat.